Oh, thank you so much, Paul. Just kind of lifted all of us into what seems to be our kind of closing session before we go into tomorrow morning. But yeah, this is just a time to just express whatever's on your heart and really share with all your brothers and sisters what you went through. And then there's a part in the Course where Jesus says, you can learn from my experiences and you can learn from your brothers. And to me, that's what always the sharing's about. We learn, we pay so close attention. Sometimes that's the way we can hear it. We hear it through somebody, seems to be somebody else, but our mind goes, oh, that's me. And the gap is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always such a gift and so important to reinforce the truth in our mind, because we can forget about the miracles so quickly, and even how profound they are, how amazing they are, and the insights and the value. The ego is the great dismisser. It's dismissing God. It's like, well, I don't really know if that's real. Dismissing the power of the mind, dismissing your value, and dismissing miracles. Like, well, it was good at the time, but, So an opportunity like this to hear, the insights that you discovered and some of what you encountered here and what it is that you have to give away. It's like when you speak it also helps you remember it. We have to keep teaching what we would learn. Teaching what we would learn. We're really just teaching ourselves who we are. So the more we're teaching truth and miracles and spirit, then that's what we're reinforcing for ourselves. So, yeah. So when you're ready, we have the purple mic.
I didn't realize that I put my hand up.
Wow, that's involuntary.
Exactly.
That was it.
What was that?
What was that? And here it comes.
Okay. I came here with a lot of emotional pain. The last 3 years have been really hard. And I came with a lot of physical pain too. The last 2 years I have been with surgery and a lot of chronic pain. And the first days were kind of hard. It was a lot coming up. And one day after the expression session with Paul, that is my angel, it all came out. And I just couldn't stop crying. I actually say to Greg, I cannot go to function. I can just not stop crying. And he was very gentle. And I went to function, and you will see me painting while crying. I got out early, though, and I was able to write and go through it. And it really felt like some kind of healing, really deep healing happened, because I was able to let all of the pain go and choose peace instead. And say, like where you were saying with the dark night of the soul, I don't have to. I can choose differently. I have not had a headache since then, which is like, wow. I mean, I'm talking that I've been 2 years with constant pain, physical, like with a headache. If it was not a pressure on the head, it was a flown migraine, throwing up in the bathroom for the pain every single day. I have not felt pain in the last days. It blows my mind, guys. And when I remember all of the emotional pain that I have felt for various reasons, now I can feel it. There is no anger. There is not this deep sadness in there anymore. It has lifted. I have a lot of takeaways from all of this, and I think guidance is the most important one. The understanding of that really everything is the mind. It doesn't matter how the form looks. And that I still feel called to do things. I feel called to keep starting things, to keep working, I have a lot of things that I want to do. But now I can see them in that same function help a lot, because I came back with a sense of, I feel the call of my heart to do this, but it's not about the money. It's not about the check. It's not about the paying the bills. It's really like, I'm really going to sit down with it. Like, do I really feel called to do this? To post this in Instagram, to send that text, to call this client, to every single thing I am ready to really ask for and feel it in my heart if it's guided or not. And I think that is going to bring a completely whole change in the purpose of my life. And I am really excited about the future, even though we are not supposed to be thinking about the future. But I am excited. I want to get really good at this intimate relationship and to be used and to be of service. It has been huge for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, my. A pain-free future. Yeah. And with one step at a time with the prayer, because that's how we stay in the joy and the energy, just open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, first day when we are asked to share, then I heard me saying that I have made big decisions for myself, not to fight anymore, not to not to lie, not to hide and surrender. And you know, everything what happened during these 12 days, it was kind of about that. I realized that later. I learned much deeper how not to hide, not to lie, how be open, how surrender. And for myself, I really realized and understood it in a much, much deeper level. And I felt it from here to here, everywhere. And it was very, very, very interesting. And then for me was, you know, sometime when we were sitting here, and this is kind of a session like today, and there's some kind of a thought, like this morning, to ask about this night. What is that? Dark night of the soul. It's like, what is that? You, no, you don't come. No, but it's come with such a force, and I have to kind of, I cannot keep it. I have to say it, and I don't even try to understand why I sometimes have to say what I say. Probably it is. I'm used by Spirit. I hope so. I believe so. To release something either in me or in someone who listens, in my brother. Who knows? And for me, it was very new. You know, I was following David Hoffmeister, but not in Community of Christ, but in YouTube, and I liked that, what I saw very much. But I somehow didn't learn this way of forgiveness practiced by you and here, and that was it was a huge step in much deeper and fine and tiny understanding of forgiveness, and actually it worked very well. When I was sitting in that chair and I was led through my kind of a problem, my problem with the help of instrument for peace, I was really surprised in all my levels of existence that at the end of that talk, question answer, I felt how such a huge heaviness is released from my heart. It was what? Really? It happened so. It's unbelievable. And this evening I had another kind of a difficulty, and the two guys I asked to help, Jeremiah and Paul, and we kind of didn't finish. But you know, anyway, it worked. I just know it has worked. It was released. So thank you very much.
You're fast.
Yeah, fast. And then I understood that I somehow subconsciously use this time, those 12 days here, by allowing Spirit to change my habits. I'm not good in waking up early to follow some kind of rules and so on. But here, okay, optional meditation, 6:30, now months. When, if not now? And with a pleasure, I was waking up and going to those meditations and enjoyed all good times. You know, I remember only in childhood I was waking up with such a pleasure. You know why? Because I was big in fishing. For fishing, you have to wake up early and to go for big fish. Yeah? Probably these mornings I was going for the biggest fish in my life. Yes. Yeah, and I was, and I know that I'm kind of in all meanings, in ego meaning and maybe some other better meanings, I'm a good listener. And I was more trying to learn to say something, even if for some part of me it seems unimportant and maybe even stupid. But I was just okay. Who cares? I just better say and feel sorry than don't say and feel sorry. But I didn't felt sorry at all, and somehow I was really surprised because I didn't have such experiences in my world that when talking, my brothers start to cry. And they think, how does it work? Of course, those are not words which are making that crying come up. It is something much deeper, which is hidden behind the words. And it is so beautiful. And so I'm becoming a much better communicator because of this our being together. Yeah, and one good thing was that I had a dream last night that I am taking this Russian girlfriend from she's sitting somewhere, picking her up, putting on a shoulder, and bringing to my world without any objections and fear. And that world, those people, my old friends and so on, they are kind of welcoming her. So it was a really good sign that this session worked. So it is kind of my mind is clean of those fears and whatever it is. So that's it. I think so. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll just go down the line. Okay, so my miracle story had to do with the gardening function and the bees, how the bees really revealed to me my belief in death. So I was tasked with cutting down the sage, you know, that purple flowery sage that's everywhere. And I was feeling a lot of guilt, like, oh, you know, they're not finished with it yet. They're still, you know, I'm cutting down their source of nourishment, right? So I'm feeling this guilt. So I'm like, okay, Holy Spirit, what is this about? What is this guilt, you know? And then it came to me that, you know, the source of nourishment has nothing to do with the world. You know, that's not where the nourishment comes from. And that this world was made of guilt. So my guilt really, you know, I kind of really just traced it back and, you know, feeling like sad for the bees. And, you know, I traced it back to my own childhood of, you know, always feeling like this lack and, you know, not enough, you know. And so it brought me all the way back to that, which then brought me, you know, like David said, back. So I just, you know, kept asking to go back further. And that's where it brought me to, you know, that the world is guilt. You know, that's what it is. That's, you know, so my seeing the bees as a thing outside of my mind just really showed me my belief in death and guilt and that connection. And so I just prayed to be released from that. And then after that, I don't know what happened actually, but the next thing I know, Mitha is like, oh, okay, you can stop cutting now. And I was like, who are you talking to? Like, who's cutting? I really did not, I was not there. But it kind of, I guess, snapped me back into the body, or I don't know exactly what happened there. But it was very interesting, and it was very, very healing. So, yeah, thank you to the bees. Yeah.
Oh, well, so my guilt story is, when was it? The night before last, when David was going to come over here after the movie, and I was already in my vehicle and headed for the hacienda. I was tapped out, and people were rushing out to tell me, oh, David's coming. Thank you, and goodbye. You know, exactly. So my head went to spinning on that. That wasn't just like a free pass for me. There was no like, oh, you're the blessed Son of God, Paul. Go get a good night's sleep. No, that was not how it went down. Yeah, and I was tweaked. I could tell I was tweaked. And so I used the levels of the mind and the peace thing, whatever. I did my best. That was actually when the session, we got introduced to it that day, and then Kirsten did another session. I was down there using it while she was having the second session. And what amazed me in my writing was the amount of beliefs that I have. You know, it just amazed me, the depth of my twisted thinking. You know, like my self-esteem is based on what other people think. Like, why would I give a shit, you know, if I didn't give a shit? You know what I mean? Why would I be putting myself through all these changes if I wasn't concerned about what other people were thinking about me? Oh, there goes the non-spiritual dude, you know, headed for bed. You know, all these things. And there was just levels of it, you know, just belief and lack and, you know, the body. I mean, there's just all these levels that we've been talking about over and over and over again throughout all the sessions. And it was just like, wow. It's no wonder I'm not happy all the time. You know, I have all these deep-seated beliefs that, yeah. So that was really amazing for me. You know, the other thing, I mean, just in general, my experience, like people say stuff to me and I just kind of like, I'm a little tripped out by things people say to me because I experience myself going through like all these emotional changes just on a daily basis and realizing that there's no time not to be committed to seeking guidance and to forgiveness. There's just never, there's no time when it's not relevant. You know, even today, you know, like I'm judging myself because like I'm not like somebody else or something. It's like, oh my goodness. And it's just up and down, you know, up and down all through the day. And just addressing that and letting it go, you know, and show me how to be happy now. Show me how to get through. Like I work so hard to get my ass up there. And then I'm all tripped out, you know what I mean? Like, oh, be careful what you pray for. You know what I mean? And I just like from minute to minute, there's just all this emotional stuff that goes on. I was sitting down there after we did the cleaning. I just stayed at the campground and I was just sitting there looking. And my experience is, and I think this is kind of where I'm at, is that I'm like between the two worlds. You know what I mean? It's like, it's clear to me. I mean, it's clear to me that none of this, what we're doing doesn't make sense. You know, the ego level of living life just doesn't make sense. You know, I mean, just there's so many levels. I mean, it's not even conjecture. It's not fantasy. You know what I mean? I mean, like quantum physics tells us that there's all this stuff going on, and we're pretending that all this other stuff is going on. And we all know quantum physics, right? We all know all this stuff, right? But no, we act as if we're solid as a rock and everything's, you know, predictable. And it's all just BS. You know, it's all just BS. This whole thought system is just that way. But I don't have the faith yet, you know? Don't have the trust yet, whatever, to just really, like being experiencing what I know to be true. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm really dedicated to the process, but I don't walk around with a smile on my face like Kirsten does all the time, okay? She's always walking around. She's always floating around, kind of serene, and, you know, I'm going like, you know, damn, I ain't like that. You know, I'm up and down, and I'm sideways, you know what I mean? I'm all over the damn place. And I just keep riding. I'm just keep riding the wave. You know, that's what I know to be doing. My part is to just like stay conscious and to keep turning it over. Keep, you know. And my prayer, you know, I'm really hesitant to talk about it because like I don't think I'm a very classy prayer to this day. You know, it's like all my stuff's real simple. Like, hey, you know, here we are. You know what I mean? And it's like there's still that sense of wanting to put myself down, you know what I mean? It just hasn't gone away, which I really wish it would. That'd be really nice. But, so anyway, I don't know. I've loved the tools. I've gotten these great tools. I got a partner to do face-to-face dyads at home, like from here, in the group. Holy shit. You know what I mean? That's a miracle. That's a miracle I was praying for. You know what I mean? Like, I want to take this home. I don't want to do this Zoom thing. Oh, man. Like Spirit said, well, here's a little partner for you, you know? And it's like, oh, my God. You know? So yeah, I'm just gonna stay dedicated, and it's always day to day, I can't say anything about it. I still gotta drive home, you know what I mean? It's like we just met a couple months ago, technically, you know what I mean? We just met a couple months ago, and like you've already moved into my living room, so I imagine that you'll keep hanging around the house. Thank you for not crumbing up the place, That's all I got to say. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't really know what miracles were, but I think I'm kind of thinking that I did have a few. And it was really weird today because I bought these pair of trainers like about 6 months ago, and very soon I just had this kind of sharp pointing thing in my foot, and I never really thought about it. I just put up with it, just thinking there's something like poking out of my inside my trainer. And I went for a walk to see Jeremiah and Sophia's dome, and I came back, and I just, for the first time in 6 months, I decided to look on the sole underneath, and I said to Phil, "There's a huge nail." Like, and I was just like, why have I never looked? And so I got a little spoon and I just got it out. So that was my first, I was just like that. And then I just got in here, and it was the first time I thought, actually, that means something. That's kind of, it felt like a real metaphor for something. And then the other kind of miracle, I was doing the dyad, and I said to my partner, I was sort of talking about my story, and I'm just like so bored of myself. I was just like boring myself senseless, and probably her. And I was just like, I just came in here thinking, I've got all these issues that are the problem, like in my life, like crappy childhood, stuff that's going on now, and relationships and everything. And none of it's featured. All the little things like working in the kitchen and my function and all the irritations and everything's just been coming up, like just in the present moment. Like, and I realized that's what it is. Like, it's not just delving around in the past. So that was, and then the third miracle is I have just like you, I've had really bad headaches for years and years and years, and been and I came here with a cough and a cold and everything, and I was just talking to Dalmance a lot in the well, obviously we weren't talking in the kitchen, but afterwards. Obviously not. Obviously we were just like being very silent. They were going to get in trouble. It's miracle. And I was talking to him, and I said, we were just talking about mind body, and I was just saying I've been thinking about this subject for 40 years or whatever, since I had this pain for so long, and it comes and goes, and anyway, and he just was like, well, I think that physical pain and sickness is just you healing. And it just was like this huge light bulb, like fireworks went off. And I was like, yeah, it's just me healing. And then ever since, I've just haven't had any pain. Because it was like, it doesn't matter because I'm healing. So thank you.
Beautiful.
All this talk of physical pain reminded me of America, which I already shared, but I think it's dawning on me how important that miracle is, because throughout the functions, I had a lot of physical discomfort, and I took a lot of time off. And it's like this disjointedness, this something wrong with the physiology that I can't put my finger on. And then when we were doing the cleaning, I had a moment of the same thing occurring. And I said to Jesus, what am I going to do with this physical discomfort, physical pain? I can't do anything. And then the miracle arrived. I just saw that my body is actually in my mind. So what am I doing talking about physical pain all these years? It's like I know it intellectually, and I've seen the body and the mind so many times, but today it was a firm knowledge. It's not my body that's suffering. Yeah, it's exhaustion. It's my mind. And I do remember from your videos you said it's the body suffers so that the mind doesn't know it's suffer. That's the same thing. The body is tired so that the mind doesn't know it's exhausted from all this, eagle eyes and unwinding and the rest of it. So I feel so grateful because Jesus at the beginning of the journey said to me, you will overcome. And I thought, yeah, overcome what? Overcome fear, overcome pain, overcome trauma. But today it's hitting me, I will overcome this false identity. That's it. That is what I will overcome. And so, it's like finally I can actually acknowledge I am the light. And I feel shy to say it even, but yeah, I must be the light. It's the only thing that follows. Yeah, so really, really grateful for all the healing. Thank you so much. Really grateful.
Divine logic. If I'm not
Divine
that,
logic.
I must be the light.
Yes.
It's the kind of mathematics we love.
Nothing else makes sense anymore.
Usually when I go places, I'm the only Paul, but not here. And not only that, he's my partner in our function. So that was pretty interesting, the Paul team. And it worked out great. Although, I had to kind of wait for him to write something out and then figure out how we're going to post it. And that was kind of difficult to do. Just be patient and wait, what am I supposed to do? But the reason that I really wanted to come here was to experience community, living in a community. And it's actually a little bit deeper than that. You can live with a group of people, but, I've always kind of wondered, how would it have been to be one of Jesus's disciples? And, every movie that you see of them, they're always hugging and touching and getting in circles. And I got to experience that this week. And that's been, the best part of all this. We did this healing touch during the week. And I actually had to give a guy a massage. And, well, I shouldn't say a massage, but I was kind of having fun with it a little bit. So I'd kind of Jeremiah squeezes triceps, it was kind of out of fun at the end. And with Damon's too, I was kind of having a little bit of fun with him. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, that's when it really hit me, just how special it was to be able to just come together and not just live, but to actually people that care about you, that are willing to give you big hugs. And we've gotten in a circle, we were dancing, which was so much fun. We all got in a circle, kind of hugged each other. And then today we did something similar to when we finished with our function of cleaning. We were at Damon's cabin, and the four of us got in a circle, and we started oming. And we brought that back, and we actually got more people involved with the oming too. And it was so great. And I just got to thank, you, David, Kirsten, Jeff, Andy, everybody here, that it's been such a great time. And I got the taste that I wanted, and I'm really happy for that. And I just can't thank you all enough for being part of that with me. So, thank you.
Well, this morning during the break, I was going out and I went through the screen. And I was thinking, what was that? Yeah, I think I want to run through the screen of this world to my father's arms. That's what it came for me. But yeah, I'm really, my heart is filled with gratitude to everyone. Because, from the moment I was reminiscing yesterday, last night, and, I started seeing the people in the airport, and everybody smiling, and it's like we know each other from ancient times, and everybody's happy, and we arrived here, and the love is evident in the surroundings and the atmosphere, and we start, having the meetings and the gatherings and doing the processes, and I just feel like I started feeling the pain more on Monday, and as Mita and everybody is like, you should just take it easy. Is to allow to just do that. Maybe this retreat for me is just to do that, to rest. And that for me it's not easy because I'm always doing. And, I feel like, for the first few days, I feel like I might be a burden, because I always want to be helpful, and it's just hard to accept, that I'm not doing the things that I thought I came to do here, and because I would be walking, I would be going, getting probably very early in walks. But I had to allow at some point, in Kirsten, everybody is so beautiful, be gentle with yourself. And I knew at some point I have to listen. And even though it felt like, the ego comes with, oh, you're getting preference treatment because, even Mita brought me the meal upstairs one time, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah, accepting that it was difficult, but I think from now on I will be more like gentle to myself and not be harsh and criticize myself. And the pain is getting much better. Yesterday you probably saw me walking better, moving around better, and today it's even much better because I was worried about going back home and having to be in an airplane and pushing a suitcase and things like that. But I just know that Jesus got this. And and everybody, like, the hugs mean a lot because I don't have a lot of people around me that do that. And, it's everybody being so helpful. Like I call you angels, you're angels. All angels, and it was with such sincerity. And, I feel like I came with some sort of the energy or something in my field, and around the body that it was heavy, but I feel like it's kind of like being lifted. I feel like a lot, much lightness and around the body in the field. And so I just want to say thank you to absolutely everyone because it's been very helpful, And then one of the reasons that I like this community, I've been in other communities before. I followed Guru for years. And, with a lot of rituals and things. And, those rituals became like a source of my stress. And one day I said, I don't want this. And what I like here is, different from other paths that I have followed is, everybody teaches you the power of the mind, and you can do it. It's like kind of like with the ego, but here it's so beautiful that it's Jesus, Holy Spirit, doing it through me. I mean, that is different, and that is like resonates with me, because since I have a split mind, I'm glad I don't have that responsibility, that I have to do it myself. And I'm going home with being more gentle to myself. And, with Rose and Sophia, we were doing levels of mind. It just helped me to go deeper and realize that what I've been realizing for some time, I've been talking about this year, it's been a lot shown, a lot coming up. So just with the love here and with in connecting with these mighty companions and your smiles and listening to David and the movies, everything is just helping me to be really willing to just be in the present moment every day, because there is nothing else. There is nothing else to go back in as many times. Just be there. Be there. So just thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, David. Thank you, Kirsten. Here, Jesus. I mean, he looks like to Jesus to me. Yeah. I mean, tech people. I mean, everybody is. I mean, it's so much gratitude that I cannot even express in words. So
that's his initials, JC. That's who the prisoners got. Oh, JC's here.
Yeah. We have images of Jesus everywhere, but we have one that moves around. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of came to the retreat to refresh and just be surrounded by it. And it just was really helpful for me to practice staying in the presence of others. Because a lot of times I can feel good at home and then I go out and it's like, so thank you to everybody. And for everyone that shared their stories, it's just so helpful to hear everybody else's miracles, because it really does strengthen it in the self. So I feel like I got everything I came here for, and more. And there was so many things along the way, just great conversations with people. And the thing I noticed was I felt like I don't have any more questions compared to like the retreat I came to before. And that doesn't mean I know all the answers, but I just feel like I now have such a deep trust that if a question does arise, it's just been shown at this point that the answer does come. And if there's something I'm not understanding in the moment, the understanding does come. So now it's just such a sense more of relaxing into it and not worrying about how does this work in that way, and it's just, yeah, it's a nice place to be in. And years and years of listening to you guys and doing the program, answered all of those questions. So thank you guys for everything that you put out. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the reason I came over here, as I already mentioned, was just to go deeper into the course, and the guidance was clear that it is the way of joining with like-minded people, with minders, and it definitely did the trick. It was a beautiful time, so thank you for all of you, really. We shared our stories, we prayed together, yeah. So after a longer period, I just could feel again in these last days the presence of God. So it became stronger. Yeah, I love the sessions. There was, for instance, the gentle touch session with Greg and Yiska. It was so beautiful to see that when I was in the early phase on the receiving end, however, I could feel that everybody is tender and kind with the touch, and just every movement was out of love. Still, I could not really feel the presence of love, because there must be some unworthiness underneath. However, when I was on the giving end, then immediately at that very moment, it was like I was bursting out of tears with the very first mighty, because it was so strong. So I could just experience that giving and receiving are exactly the same. And love is strengthens by giving, by sharing. Yeah. Also, it was really beautiful, the expression session. Spirit orchestrated in the very last moment change of seats, and we were with Tomoko. It was beautiful that how we mirrored the mind, the same mind with the same crap. Yeah. Also, it was funny when having this drawing session, and then Fia was sitting next to me, and he's just channeled one of my worst memories with magic mushroom, which was my very first and probably last out of the body experience of my life, and he just drew it out right next to me. Yeah. It was also very interesting to watch my mind by this function pods, to see the doer, and to realize that, oh my God, how strong this I know mind, that in the beginning I wanted to know everything better than it was instructed, but after a while I just realized that it can be really smooth and gentle and relaxing if I'm just letting it, and it was also clear that it works this way as well, beautifully. I mean, the outcome and everything just worked well. So it's needless, really. It is not needed to strive, just to suffer for my will. Yeah, it was a big realization for me that, oh man. Yeah. So, thank you, Kirsten, David, all the supporters, all the mighties. And I'm definitely planning that I will go on with this feeling and message, what I received over here. And as it was advised by David, I'm gonna use my family as a mirror of my mind. So my plan is to be vigilant However, the ego is just whispering over here, we will see that. How long will it last? But shut up. Yeah. Yeah, I loved those two movies. I mean, all of them was really nice, but the Revolver and the Violet, the ones where the ego was exposed, were really powerful for me, just to see that. Yeah. Thank you very much for all of you.
Yeah, Bali, you know, I mentioned Resta received all these songs from the angels. And one of them was, I think, called Family. And I remember the chorus was something like, family, family, holy and whole is my family. Kindness and love are the sweet ties that bind the family that lives in the mind. Leave it to the angels. Oh, it's so sweet. So, yeah, that's online. I'm sure we still have all those online. That's a whole pathway to God. But angels are good about really reminding us, oh, yeah, here, let's do it sweetly.
Well, I came here with great openness and willingness and hopefulness to just whatever could be done, whatever healing, whatever experiences, whatever connections. And it was a really big thing for me to get on a plane, even though my dad was a pilot and I flew my whole life. I hadn't flown in like 20 years, and I've been at home raising kids, and I had a really, really clear picture of my connection to them as maybe my deepest attachments in this life. And it was really hard just that day before and the whole day when I got to Salt Lake City. I mean, deep, dark night that I put myself through, I guess. And when I came here, it lifted. And I didn't have signal here. I don't have signal, so I haven't been in contact with anyone. And I just felt like I came to this sacred place where I could do the work that will prepare me for the rest of this life. And it's been so beautiful how everything is set up to hold the space. And everyone who lives here, and then even everyone who's come here, some of you expressed your care and concern for me in the beginning because I was having all these wild mystical experiences, and I don't know what you thought was happening, because I mean, one minute I'm like laughing like mad, and one minute I'm like weeping like from the depths of my soul, because what was happening was I've been kind of in this heightened mystical state for a while, but coming here and then for whatever reason, the full moon too, all these things were affecting me. And I was just ready for it. And so what would happen was, you know, somebody would say something and I would recognize this beautiful quality about them. And then I would go tell them, and then I would have this deep healing, like I would just start weeping while I was telling them, and I realized it was because somewhere deep inside me I had been wounded by someone with maybe the opposite trait, and then it would like fling me into this mystical experience. And then sometimes you all would be talking, and I mean, I could already feel like this heightened sense of energy, so I knew it was in the place to receive it. And then just like what was happening leading up to all this, you would just say one thing and it would be like this recognition of truth that would manifest in this really intense physical way that would either be weeping or bliss or just like understanding, like everything just makes sense in that moment. And I know I've kind of been a loner and sort of a do my own thing kind of person my whole life. So I didn't let myself
be down on myself for doing that here too, because I hear everybody was starting their function and I'm just like, I can't even walk. And so then I go sit on a bench for 2 hours while everybody's like doing their job. And what happened was, yeah, I got like 4.5 pages of guidance during that time. And I had been trying to move in that direction already, and it just really happened for me. And I kind of got a lot of the goals for my purpose here during this time as I was sitting there. And 5 times I wrote down the word silence, where some of you who met me right off know that I really like words sometimes, and I just would go on. And one of my big lessons was to only say what is meant to be said, and I will continue learning that. But so that's why I just wasn't engaging for a while, because I couldn't even stop myself. And then I needed a whole lot of space to process and to ground, because the earth has been a symbol for me. Even though there was a moment before the golf movie where it was like the earth was going too, and I was like out there just like, I mean, it was a deep grieving, because I'm fairly new to this way of being. It's not been quite 2 years, but I've been moving in this direction, and I just haven't had that full of a grasp of all of the metaphysics and I thought I had a good beginner's mindset there, but what was happening, I think, was I was having experiences that were just moving that through me, and it was big, a lot of big stuff. So I remember walking in here, everybody was kind of waiting for us to start the movie. I'm like, oh, hey. And I was just out there like weeping. But there's just so much. So many of you sitting here, just your presence here, like so many divine orchestrated meetings. Like I've been praying specifically to meet like my mighty companions, and there were just people that like, I'm like, there's my sister on the other side of the room. I'm like, I like that guy. I don't know what it is about that guy. And then it's like, I mean, so many of you, just the things you said to me the first day about parenting and mothering as I was still lifting off that attachment to my children. I mean, I could go down the line where like, I don't even know what to say to you guys because you just like took years off my searching, and, you know, you meet people and it's just like, wow. I don't know if I've just been alone for a long time in my not aloneness, if you know what I mean. Like I'm around people, but I'm just like my sister. I was on this team here with this person and we didn't even talk to each other for like a whole week. But like there was this connection. Like I know you. And I got blessed to be on the most beautiful, gentlest team where I would be just coming out of these mystical experiences, sitting in the grass, like trying to pull weeds. And sometimes I couldn't even pull them. I was like, I think I can only pull the easy ones because I don't even have any strength in my hands. And then I would like look over at Beverly, and something about her would like remind me of my mom. And then I would have another like healing, like, oh, it was everywhere. And like this one day, Jeremiah came over to me and we were doing some eye gazing, and he's like, I can't see your eyes, because I had my sunglasses on. So I pulled them off, and we were just like, yeah, just for like a minute. And then I felt this like, and I went over to my job, and I was, we were weeding, and it's like everything was clear in that moment. I knew why I was doing it. It wasn't just to weed these, take these things out of the path. It all just made sense. And I didn't even say anything. Like, I'm just sitting there smiling and smiling. And it's just like experience after experience after experience. And Ray, oh my gosh, like I look around and I see you all, and I'm like, our walks in the mountains, like, what a beautiful, like, it's been everything that I could have dreamed of. And I felt so loved. So since when I came and I said the first time, I was like, okay, when I was the first person over there on that first night and you handed me the mic and I was like, what was the question? Like, I didn't even know what to say. And I was like, no, I know there was a whole list of things I've been thinking about and coming here. But, the ones that stood out to me in that moment of like, what, were that I wanted to do as much clearing as possible. And that was one. And I felt like that was happening. It was like one thing would go. And then the next day or two, here comes another thing. And it would be like, oh, and then it would go. Like, I moved through them. And then the next day, oh, here comes another one. Big loosenings, really big releases, deep healings, and amazing experiences. So that happened, I think, to the best that it could at this point in time. And then to receive love. Oh my gosh, guys, look, my friends, and all the love. There's so much love here. And just your hugs. And just the eye contact. I used to be afraid to look at people in the eye. Like, that was so uncomfortable for me. What an amazing, 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 amazing time. And I just thank you all of you have been part of it. It's just been beautiful. And I will treasure it in my heart and it will change me forever. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just feel like I want to express my gratitude. This retreat has been amazing. It's interesting to me because from the first time I saw everybody, I mean, every single face is so familiar to me, to people I've never even met before. I even said to Jeremiah and Sophia, asked them where they lived, and have you ever been to Florida? And they're like, I'm like, really? Because they just seem so familiar to me. So, but yeah, this has been amazing. Just the connections, and like I echo what my sister here said. The love, just the love. Everybody has been so gracious to each other, and yeah, I've had some beautiful experiences and beautiful talks. And Jeremiah and Sophia, thank you for helping me, and my Tomiko and Joanna, my cabbies, my cab mates. Yeah, I've loved the experiential sessions that have been really amazing. And it's been so relaxing. I think I've never been in a place before where I have felt so relaxed and just like not even thinking about anything from the life behind. It's like it's all been, yeah, it's been all about here, and it's been very, very beautiful. And I had a miracle of my own where last night, I guess it was yesterday afternoon, I lost track of days, but yesterday afternoon I was starting to feeling like I was coming down with a cold, and just really kind of coming to terms with that. And of course, Sophia and Jeremiah, thank you for their words. But this morning I woke up and I didn't feel good, and I thought, okay, I just had to go inward and just surrender and say, you know what? Thinking about what Jesus said, like, think about the kind of day that you want, and it shall be. And I thought, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And so I just sat with that. And then, I went to have breakfast. I was still kind of feeling it. And then all of a sudden, it just lifted. It just lifted. And I even had witnesses to that. Like, Bali said, "You look better." Somebody else said, "You look better." I'm like, "Thank you. I feel better. I feel better." So that was really beautiful. But thank you all, and the support, the residents, everybody that put this together. It was just been a beautiful, beautiful experience. So thank you.
I always instantly get so nervous whenever I grab the microphone. Yeah, since I found David online earlier this year, it's really been, I had to get sick of myself and create what I was creating for my being. And so it started my process of undoing, which has been continuous, was when I found David and redove into the course with this new understanding through this field. And I'm just sitting here today and amazed at what has shifted. I had an autoimmune disease that's just healed now, and I had it for so long, where I was allergic to cold. I couldn't go in cold water. I couldn't grab stuff from the fridge because I'd break out in hives and swell up. And if I was out in cold weather, my face and everything would swell up, and it was really intense. And it's just gone now. Whoa, I was ready to let that go. And I started to let go, food things. I was really attached to this identity of, if I don't eat organic food, then it could mess me up like this. And I created symptoms for myself all the time, where it's I don't know if I'm going to eat that or not. And I'd eat something and be okay, I'll just wait and see if I'm at the effect of it. My ego loved it, because anytime it wanted to project guilt, it could be any day, anything that I ate. So I started to unravel that, and that really has completely left here. Back at our house, if I would eat cookies 2 days in a row, the next day I'd be oh, I'm so heavy and fatigued, and it's from those cookies I ate. I've been eating cookies every night here. Probably 6 or 7 a day, not gonna lie. And I'm fine. I'm literally fine. And not only am I fine, if I would eat, so sometimes I'd go on I would really, the guilt in junk food, if I would eat it 4 days in a row, then I would get cystic acne that would come up, and sometimes it would be there for months, wouldn't it? Every day I'd look at the stuff and I can't eat stuff like that, and wow, what a hell I created for myself. Seriously. And so working in the kitchen, I got to face any last parts I was still holding on to that. I was oh my gosh, not everything's organic, and canned food and stuff, and what? Oh my God. Oh shit. Can I eat this? I would never eat this. I would starve previously. When I first met him, he was drinking a Coca-Cola, and I was I can't. Are you that unconscious that you're drinking a Coca-Cola? Literally. So I was fuck, I need to get out of here. No. So, but literally, this whole week, it's gone. And then that voice is still there. You said, that voice. I'm is it really gone? Maybe when I get back home, it's gonna. I'm no, it's gone. I allowed myself to let go of that belief. Yeah. And I've been eating anything. And even if I, I know I said my constipation thing, everyone's been checking in, I got some magnesium. It's I've been good. I back and flow, but even with that, it doesn't matter. Day one, I'm oh, the symptoms, and I can't open my heart and be loving because of my symptoms. And that was one of my intentions, how to not be a victim to sensation, because it's my biggest thing. And I really got that. Even doesn't matter what my digestion's if I'm feeling a little sensation, I can still show up and be open and be loving, and that feels like freedom, like a miracle. And yeah, day 3 or something, I'm okay, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to give up my ego, fully surrender it. I'm going to do it the holy instant. I'm here. Why else would I be here? So I was in meditation, I'm ready to do it, and I'm praying and all this. And then David's voice came in my head that he said on day day one or something. Like gentleness. I'm like, damn, I've created such intensity my whole life, like any massive change. And it's because I started like my spiritual journey at 19 with drinking ayahuasca. So it's like anytime I would go through massive change, it would be like purging in a bucket and like, bleh, yay, now I'm worthy of that change, worthy of believing that I changed because I fought for it and went to the depths and purged it out. And I'm like, oh my God, what? It can be easy. Like this path is so beautiful. I searched in so many places, so many trainings and yoga lineages and all these things. And really just comes down to, am I willing to just like let this go? No, I can't because of this. It's like, can I let that go? Let it go. And it's like, well, it's so profound to find this path of just letting go. And I just connected deeper, which was another intention to Christ, to that energy. And I found the fear, which I said in the expression session, and I forgot it until today. And I saw it again clearly. Like I still have this deep fear. If I fully surrender to God, I'll be tricked and my soul will be trapped in like the fiery pits of hell. Like it really, that's the underneath all the layers, you know, of my judgment on other, or like pushing someone away or projecting onto you. Like that's the root of all of it. And so, but it's okay. Like, I'm glad that I see it. I'm glad I have more awareness of it. I don't need to go be like, I need to get this out now and I'm going to do everything I can to like, it's like, what? Just take it day by day. Keep letting go. Keep coming back to love. Like I read today, every second is you're choosing my mouth is so dry. Like my lips, like it's like every second you're choosing the crucifixion or resurrection, ego or Holy Spirit. That's it. It's that simple. So that's all I got to do is just keep trugging along. And then last thing is like, wow, I really love that I found you and saying no manifestation. I literally taught a course last year, how to manifest. Oh my gosh. And the course I taught before that was your ego is your beloved. I'm serious because I'm like, it's just trying to protect you. It doesn't want you to hurt. It doesn't want you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then earlier this year, my like people are texting me like, hey, the full moon, can you give me some like downloads about it? Because I used to be like, oh yeah, the full moon. I'm like, no, I don't even believe it anymore. I can't. I don't even believe any of that. Oh my gosh. I'm like, whoa. So just redefining my identity because I'm like, who even am I? Because everything that I showed up as and thought I was is like it's not that. So being okay with that and redefining my identity in Christ and letting that unfold step by step. There's nowhere to go, no rush, nowhere to be. It will just unfold naturally. And so last thing, because I was going to say it, last part is, yeah, the manifesting thing. You could, like, it's literally, can I live my life just surrendering and trusting that's what's for me will drop in. Like, pray about it, because that's what's been happening with everything. Like, from Beverly giving me a journal. Day one, I didn't have one because the guidance on the way here, I forgot one, and I was going to order one on Amazon because I really wanted a journal. And the guidance was, let yourself receive one. And this was like my first, I'm like, all right, fine. So I get here and I was asking Amelia, like, are there journals here to buy? And she's like, no, like, well, I'll find one. She came back, she's like, we don't have any. Like, I'm like, damn, I don't have a journal. So I surrendered it. I'm like, maybe it will come. Day 3, I still don't have a journal. So I'm writing on random pieces of paper. I really wanted a journal. And I was like, dang it, Jesus, like, I should have just bought one. So I had one. Like, I thought I received guidance. All right, giving it up. And right when I gave it up, Beverly was like, so I know that you needed a journal, but I needed a few days to pray on it. And it's definitely for you. So here it is. But I had to have that grievance come up. And it happened so much with any little questions. Am I supposed to do this thing? Let it drop in. There it is. Am I supposed to write a course quote in permanent marker on this thing? Permanent marker in my drawer that was not there the entire time. I'm like, right on top. Just everything can be provided, and it's that simple. I don't have to do anything because I'm not really doing anything to begin with. And that was the other biggest, okay, then I'll stop. I got so much. I could go all night. I really finally got it.
Have a sip.
I know. Okay, thank you. Oh God, I'm sweating. I really finally got it. Finally got it. Like I always got it. Like, oh yeah, we're all one, and I'm the one, and you're the one. But I was like, oh shit, I'm the one. You're the one. You're the one. I guess part of my ego was always like, but I'm the one. Like, but aren't you the one? So am I the only one? Like, I finally got that it's one Christ mind, one ego mind. So I don't have to any longer be like, oh, my ego's thoughts are this dark thing and I am working through this. It's like the ego mind. That's it. The Christ mind. That's huge to like really get that. So yeah, I got so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you both. Like forever changed. And all of you, I love you all so much. Just piggybacking on what Kimberly said, just the moments with each of you, so profound. Like, you guys did great on picking the people here. It was like it felt like it was crucial. Like, every one of you have been crucial. Well, yeah, you picked them. Thanks, God, Christ, Jesus. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love this person so much, and I project on him all the time, every day. But it's getting less, and you hold amazing space. Thank you. In Christ, I love you.
I was feeling like I had nothing to say, but then just something kind of, a little seed came in, so I'll just start with that and see what happens. Yeah, kind of what Sophia said, it kind of connects to something you guys taught early in the retreat. I think, David, you said something I've read a million times or heard a million times, but I just heard it differently. Oh, those are not your real thoughts. But then you said those are not your real feelings. Those are the ego's feelings. And that was like, that just really opened like a space inside, because sort of releasing the dark feelings is, there's a lot of identification, like they're mine or something. But then I was like, oh, those are not my feelings. Those are the feelings, I don't know, those are the ego's feelings. I was like, it was a big relief, you know, and I felt like, what do I want to say about it? It changed kind of the alchemy of the internal process when I was like in a wave of whatever, shifting from like opening to the possibility of a miracle or a shift, like in the state of being at the kind of the impacted side of, you know, being identified with the ego, like to not have those feelings be my feelings just made like some kind of difference for me. So that was something that stood out, like that I'm kind of, you know, I'm like a worker, you know, I'm Capricorn. I mean, it's just like I'm going for happiness, but I have a couple of steps along the way, you know. So I'm like, you know, I'm just in this internal process. But that was like a very, that was just like a nuanced change that was really useful for me. And I guess I'll just say maybe one more thing. Like last night I had this dream. And in the dream I was driving this U-Haul. And I guess my stuff was in the back. And I was like, I realized as I was driving, like, oh, the highway I'm supposed to take to my home, you can't have a truck on. I was like, oh, shit. I have no idea how I'm going to get there. So I started to brake, but it was like there wasn't like normal pedals. It was like a kid's bike where you did like the thing. And I was like, shh. And I was like, what is happening? I'm like, shh. And I'm like, how am I going to get the directions? Shh. And the truck is like slowing down like the kid's bike. Shh. And then it stops right next to a U-Haul store. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, and the U-Haul store gives me, they're like, oh, this is how you go. Like they just had the way. It was just like right there at the U-Haul store. And I just was like, it was like, you know, a miracle, a dream, a miracle in the dream for me. You know, it was just like, there was something about it that was, which is my thing. It's not my responsibility. I don't have to figure it out. So that's what I'll say. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. That's great.
Yeah. What I am really grateful for, I think for almost half a century, I've been walking on eggshells. Fearful of being a burden, of upsetting others. And it sort of hit me that I think for these last 11 days, like, I've been able to breathe. I've got a sense that it's safe to just be. And that's amazing because it has given me the experience really to notice when the thoughts come in that there is where that thought came up again and to let that go. I'm really grateful for the experience of the present moment and to really feel that the happiness is in the present moment, which I found while I was stir-frying vegetables, I think. To experience the gift of service, the gift of a fly, or of cutting a bell pepper. And also the gifts of, I had a packet of pasta fall over and it spilled on the floor. And to just be at peace. And I was thinking, I thought, well, in the prayer on the first night, I thought I asked for a lot. And going over it, I'm thinking, wow. It's like it truly has been answered. And just that peace, like, I guess one of the, where I notice it most, and I think it has allowed me to trust more, like a movie like Revolver, like I would just never have watched that in a million years. Like I've been walking away from violence for as long as I can remember. And I'm sure there's movies that are more graphic than this one, but to be able to watch it and feel held and safe and to be totally at peace and to just notice, like, hey, like, I feel peace. And I think that one of the greatest gifts came, well, I can't even say that because there's been so many, but like coming out of the elevator and Mecca saying, fear me, fear me. And then this morning during the meditation, like he showed up and it was like I could see Mecca, fear me, fear me. And then it was like I could see my son. And then I could see Mecca. And it sort of hit me that I perceived like situations and others and myself as a threat. It's like there's always this invitation, like, fear me, fear me. So that has been massive. So I think, yeah, there's definitely been a shift with fear. And I definitely feel that there's been a shift around guilt as well. Like, especially, I came in with a tremendous fear when it came to my children, my family. And there really was a fear, that I might be asked to let go of my family. And there was so much guilt. And it's been huge for me to experience, like, in 11 days, like, I haven't really thought of them. I haven't had any contact. So there was a lot of guilt that came up with the idea, with the experience that I could leave it all behind and be at peace. And that was big. And then I could see also, like, on a second wave, like, the tendency to minimize guilt, as if certain situations, things are more acceptable than others. So I think, yeah, I'm ever so grateful. There's definitely been a shift around both fear and guilt, and just being more comfortable now in the I don't know. And there's just more trust. I don't know, and I trust. And that's huge. And then I got the last gift just then in the kitchen with an entire jar of mayo ending up on the floor, and I honestly don't know what happened. And again, to just the experience, like, jar of mayonnaise on the floor, like there was no stress. And it just moved, like Jeremiah was there and Mitha was there, and it wasn't an issue. So I guess, yeah, the biggest takeaway, and I definitely hope that I'll remember, is to come back to the present moment. Yeah. And thank you so much. Like I think this whole retreat is a miracle, and I think, like, we all feel it, but it feels like it was tailor-made for me, and it was so gentle, and it was just like, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm so grateful to each and every one. Yeah. 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 I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, we may not ever get out of here if we don't finish talking, I guess. I wanted to thank you all for showing up in my mad little dream here. But I realized I forgot to laugh about it. I think I was here in 2017, and I had such an experience, it's undescribable. When I left, I was literally vibrating in my car and lost track of time, and it was undescribable, really. So I got home, got divorced, and then, got caught up in making money. I called it dash for cash, and then turned my back totally on everything that I learned. I'm discovering. So when I come up here, when I signed the application or sent in the application, I thought it was a silent retreat. And I totally was oblivious, didn't read anything. I just knew that I needed to check in because the way my life was going was not what I wanted. And I had seemingly lost my way. So I got to get back on track, I'm saying to myself. Several things happened to make that happen, and here I am. And I get here, and it's like I'm really questioning my resolve and whether I want to be here or if I should be here. Actually, I didn't think that I was qualified to be here. And extreme highs, extreme lows, it's indescribable. Epiphanies in all of it. And literally, I think probably Saturday, the ego starts to lift and let go. And today is the first day I've actually experienced joy all day. And so it's been quite a tumultuous inward journey. And I take things way too literally and serious. And I got to relax and, allow myself to flow more into the grace of it. I have enjoyed all of our interactions. All of you have given me cause for insight and through grievance and through joy. And I appreciate every moment of it. Thank you very much. And thank you.
And it is voluntary. I just want to say everything is always voluntary. So if anyone doesn't feel to speak, you feel like everyone has already said everything for you and you're just in the being of it. And you're like, oh, there is nothing. Yeah, or you're just not quite there, then that's absolutely fine. He goes like I do.
Okay. I'm not a good public stuff, but I will try. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Before I came, I thought, what do I want to know? What do I want to experience? And I wanted to go deeper. And also, I study A Course in Miracle 10 years ago. In the second year, I had a lot of mystic experience. So, wow, everything's so beautiful, or like that. Many times I did. But after that, it's getting so difficult, life was. And then every day, forgiveness. And then getting more trusting to the Holy Spirit, because life was so disaster. I need you all the time. I have to ask so deeply to help. And then one time, so deep down, tomorrow, how can I live? I have no money for the rent. And then after face that, so much fear. And then life is so changing. Because I thought only you and me. How can I do? And then everything giving after that. A job came, and then apartment came, and it's always miracle. And then car came, and forgiveness every day. It's all I feel. Just miracle every day. Wow, really just forgiveness. I don't need to think anything at all. Just do forgiveness. Yes, but getting when I upset, I go inside. But I just wanted to feel I don't want to be like that way anymore. Maybe not, I don't need get a miracle, need upset. Yes, and I want to go other way. Always, how can I say, giving for the answer, even I don't need a question. After came here, every day just like that. Every day get answer. answered. And wow, and then David told sometime, like, God knows our heart, our awareness. That's the way, like, oh my gosh, I don't need even pray now. Like every day I get the answer. 2 days ago I feel, oh, what this? Maybe I should ask. And then get answer. Like, wow, I got the answer. I don't even need pray. That is so beautiful in here. And then also, I didn't have so many years no mystic experience, but came here, like, wow, every day I got it. Like, wow, cucumber is me? And then so much love came because no separation with cucumber and me. Wow. Yeah. And the next day I cut the cucumber. Of course, the Holy Spirit gave me the function. I have to cut cucumber. And then the Joanne asked me, if you are not separate cucumber and you, what can you do if you have to cut a cucumber? and then she said, like, you're gonna cut the cucumber today. Oh wow! Everything is divine's order. I really think that way. And when I cut the cucumber, so much fun. Oh my gosh. And then I quickly realized, because no guilt. I don't have guilt anymore. So nothing like a fear, guilt at all. So just fun. And then before, when the Yashka told you are in a kitchen, and that's before she said that no kitchen. I prayed no kitchen because I didn't like cooking because my ex-husband was so picky. And then I getting, I don't like cooking. But after realized cucumber and me, it was me. And then cut together cucumber. And, oh, no guilt, it's so happy. And they said, oh, no, I blame my husband. It wasn't. My guilt made me cook. I don't like cooking. Oh, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm blaming my husband. It wasn't. So many things realized every day, like at the kitchen. Just cut the onion and cry. And then I thought, and then boys came. You really think onion make you cry? And oh no, it's not make. Yeah, I made it. And oh my gosh, every day like something, like just small things teaching me every day. I thought, oh my gosh, everything is like, device for the forgiveness, and then realize, wake up. Yes, it's so amazing. Only cucumber, only onion. Yeah, and then also I have one more weirdness to came here because I still had a guilt to I left my son. I left my husband and son and feel so guilt. I still had it. And then 5 years I did forgiveness every day. It's coming thought and forgiveness, but still slight there. And then when we watch Violet, David said about attachment stuff. Like she asked about children and then mother's attachment kind of stuff. And then I was so angry about him because you don't know you don't have a child. You say so. David says so like a light way, but no, it's so heavy. And then I thought I was so angry, and I feel, oh my gosh, I'm so angry. I never feel angry when I watch YouTube. But wow, I'm angry. Yes. And then when
watch out, I live in your house.
Yeah. And then when I sit in a chair and I thought, oh yeah, I'm hungry. So, and then I go deeper and I said, oh, I didn't want to let go him. But that's why I realized. And then after took a shower and then still I feel something there. I couldn't really hear. And then when I go, like door opened, and then Yashika was there. And then, Holy Spirit put her there for me. And then I asked her, do you have children? Yes, And then I asked her about how did you let go attachment? And then she said, it's 3 years, she said. And then every day, like, let go. And then, yes, I did 5 years, but today I feel so angry. And then she told me, but kids are okay. They are really like, it's okay, mom. And then mother is more attachment with child, she said. And then the time I feel like click something. Yes, mother's role is very strong, she said. And so, mother's role. Yes. And then I slept, and in the morning, I got healed from the Holy Spirit. I didn't pray at all. Just I got healed. The mother's role. After he healed mother's role, just no block there. And God's love came through so much. And I feel unconditional love come through to my son. And oh my gosh, I heard it, mother's role. That's why I couldn't feel God's love. That was so beautiful. Thank you. I was angry, but thank you. It was so huge. It was so much gift. And then I realized it's like a mother and me and my son, but it was not me and son. It was symbol of the father and son. Yes. And I feel, my gosh, that's why. And that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, I had more a lot of like a mystic, but I cannot tell so much. Thank you so. And also each of them, they are sharing something in like a one-on-one or like a sharing in a gathering. Everything make clear. My life was really planned from God, and then before I thought someone being an ego. No, everything was Holy Spirit did it for me. And then all clear. It was so amazing. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love you guys so much. Oh, thank you.
9 o'clock. I think that's good. It's funny. I did during the whole retreat. I just went out one day. I took Kirsten, 2 days, but one we went to Heber, and while she was busy, I went and stopped at a grocery store, and then when I came out to my car, somebody had just dropped a vegetable behind my car and left. It was just laying there, and it was a cucumber. So I didn't, and I thought, well, I'll have to wait to see what the meaning of that was. But on the last testimony, the closing day, the cucumber. Oh, okay. So, well, I still have it in my refrigerator if you want to take one home in your luggage. It just dropped in free. It was like, I don't know what the meaning of that is, but it's the rest of the story. Yeah. Yeah, she could. Chop, 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 chop. No, thank you, Yuko, and thank you, everyone. Wow, what a beautiful expression, just to feel everyone's heart, and what a send off to go to before we go to bed tonight, to feel that in our heart.
Oh, yeah.
It's wow.
Oh, wow. Wow. So beautiful. And we haven't even finished yet. We've still got tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So it's not even finished yet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just, we're so blessed.
Yeah.
Tailor-made by the Holy Spirit, all arranged by Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.